Sadly, no additional survivors have been found. An additional 16 victims were located in yesterday afternoon's efforts and were brought back to our Coroner's Bureau. This makes in total 20 victims who have been recovered and transported to our Coroner's Bureau. Thus far, the victims have only been identified as 11 female and 9 male remains. There were several other victims that were seen by the divers, somewhere between 4 and 6, that are still within the wreckage, but due to the positioning of the boat, they were unable to be recovered before nightfall. Today, efforts will be made to stabilize the boat so that divers can safely enter it, search it, and recover additional victims. Divers will also map a search area based on currents and the debris field, which is about a half mile in size, in our continuing efforts to recover additional victims and evidence. This type of underwater search and recovery operation can be taxing and dangerous, with divers operating in up to 65 feet of water. We want to make sure that this process is done safely and methodically, so we appreciate the families and the patients, the families and the public's patience and understanding as the search continues. I want to talk a little bit about the coroner's process and the investigative process. The process of identifying the victims and notifying families is underway concurrent with the search effort. Sheriff's Office investigators in our Criminal Investigation Division are working with the Family Assistance Center and the call center, which to date has received over 100 calls from family or friends who believed that loved ones were on board the Conception. Investigators are comparing information from the callers with the vessel's passenger list. Since many, if not all, of the victims who have been recovered will need to be identified through DNA analysis, investigators will be coordinating, commencing today, with family members to collect DNA samples for comparison purposes. In all, 30 victim family members have been connected with the Sheriff's Office. Only 4 families of the 34 passengers have not yet been connected with investigators. The Sheriff's Coroner's Bureau has had mutual aid assistance from the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office, and a special team from the state's Department of Justice is lending their expertise with a rapid DNA analysis tool that was instrumental in identifying victims in the camp fire. Today, we will begin the process of mapping DNA profiles of the 20 victims that we have recovered so far, so that they can be compared with family samples that will be collected commencing today and in the days to come. An operation this large could not be handled by a single agency, and I want to thank our allied agencies and cooperators, the many local, state, and federal agencies that have come together once again as a team of teams to address this disaster. In the initial response and the first day of the incident, we thank and appreciate the Coast Guard, the Ventura County Fire Department, the Santa Barbara Harbor Patrol, the Ventura Sheriff's Office, and the Los Angeles County Sheriff. And as we are moving into the sustained search and recovery efforts, I want to thank the Cal Office of Emergency Services out of the Governor's Office, the San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Department, the National Park Service, the FBI, the Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives Division, the Sacramento branch of the State Department of Justice, the Orange County Sheriff, the Long Beach Police Department that's helping with security in the exclusion zone, and the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. The Family Assistance Center that has been set up is doing extraordinary work. And I want to thank the team that is assembled there and working directly with the victims' families. Members of the District Attorney's Office, the Behavioral Wellness Department, our chaplains from the Sheriff's Office, Hospice of Santa Barbara, the American Red Cross, the Salvation Army, and counselors from the At Ease program that is there in support of the first responders who are dealing with this terrible incident. Once again, I want to express our sympathies to the family members and our thanks to those who are supporting our continuing efforts to locate everyone who was involved in this disaster. I now would like to introduce Captain Monica Rochester from the U.S. Coast Guard.
I'm Captain Monica Rochester, Captain of the Port for Coast Guard Sector Los Angeles, Long Beach. As of 9:40 a.m. this morning, Coast Guard has suspended search efforts pending further development. It is never an easy decision to suspend search efforts. We know that this is a very difficult time for families and friends of the victims. We have suspended these search efforts due to no additional individuals having been witnessed entering the water. Our last aircraft overflight this morning has revealed that no additional signs of distress or debris has been witnessed. The Coast Guard and other partner agencies conducted 7 missions consisting of 3 helicopter crews and multiple surface assets covering an area of approximately 160 miles. Coast Guard Air Station San Francisco Forward Operating Base, Point Magoo, MH-65 Dolphin helicopter crew was involved, 2 45-foot response boat mediums from Coast Guard Station Channel Islands Harbor, Coast Guard Cutter Narwhal, home ported in Corona del Mar, California, who has been relieved this morning, and a 45 response boat medium has been called in her place to maintain on-scene commander. The National Park Service, Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department, Santa Barbara County Fire Department, Ventura County Fire Department. Again, our hearts, our thoughts are with the family and friends of the victims. Our total search time for our efforts was just below 24 hours. The Coast Guard will continue working alongside our partner agencies throughout the recovery and now investigation phase of this incident to try and determine why this incident occurred and what we can learn from this tragedy moving forward. We will work in concert with the National Transportation Safety Board, who is here with us today. That concludes my statement.
Mark Hartwig, County Fire Chief, Fire Warden. As this community continues to deal with the unfolding tragedy and as this incident really turns into a search and recovery effort, the County Fire District is committed to, on behalf of the County of Santa Barbara, expending all necessary means to find out the cause and origin of the fire aboard this vessel in the County of Santa Barbara. We're sensitive to the fact that families are gathered today, some from outside of the area, to bring their loved ones home. And in many cases, will only be faced with the ability to know that we recovered them, and then will rely on us to do everything in our power to find out what happened aboard that vessel in the last moments of these family members' lives. That's our commitment from the County of Santa Barbara, and we'll keep you posted as we get more information.
My name is Suzanne Grimacy. I work with the County of Santa Barbara, the Department of Behavioral Wellness. The information that we're hearing today is painful and difficult for everyone. but important to recognize there's some people, families, friends, loved ones that will never forget today, and will never forget the pain in hearing the change in a search and rescue to a search and recovery effort. The Family Assistance Center remains open, will be open throughout the day today, ongoing through Thursday from 9 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. We'll extend hours and days as needed. The Family Assistance Center is set up as a place for families, friends, loved ones to come safely and get information, to get resources and referrals, and to get counseling and support. I want to thank our media for understanding this and helping to create a safe place where family members know that they can come and get that support. We really want to encourage those that have been directly impacted to use this as a resource to come and get support for yourself, your families. It's also a place where you can come and join with other families who are sharing the same loss. The Family Assistance Center, as you heard from Sheriff Brown, is staffed by a broad team by the Department of Behavioral Wellness. We have local clergy and chaplains. We have the District Attorney's Office present, American Red Cross, Hospice of Santa Barbara. We have fire, police, sheriff, Coast Guard will be joining us today. So really encourage families to utilize this resource. And our county information call line remains available as well. The number is 833-688-5551. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take some questions right here.